We feel that there should be a minimum of 5 teachers trained to operate handguns in a crisis scenario in each school across Virginia. There should also be a storage room on each level of the school equipped with 5 handguns and 5 stun guns to use in emergency situations to protect the overall school population. Why is the idea of a gun good when it's used to protect the president of our country or our police, but bad when it's used to protect our children in our schools?
The cost of putting 5 handguns at $300 apiece and 5 stun guns at $60 apiece in all 2,200 schools in Virginia would total around $4 million.
Currently, private sellers can sell weapons at gun shows without having to conduct a check of a purchaser. Only purchases made from federally licensed dealers at the shows require a background check. Virginians are more evenly split on whether gun ownership protects people from crime, with 50% agreeing and 41% believing it creates greater risk, according to the poll. And 49% believe there should be stricter gun control laws, while 42% believe they should remain the same, and 6% believe they should be relaxed. In August, 44% of voters favored more gun control laws. The idea of stationing armed police in public schools, which many nationally have ridiculed, is favored by 2 out of 3 Virginians.
In Virginia, after President Obama's proposed changes to the national gun control stance, Democrat Senator Mark Warner of Virginia has signaled more flexibility on adopting new gun control legislation immediately following the Sandy Hook shooting. In the wake of Newtown, Connecticut massacre, Warner, who has an A rating from the NRA, said, "The status quo is not acceptable." The one area where common ground is emerging is on Obama's call for universal background checks.
There's a long-term trend toward fewer violent crimes and murders across the population. Since 1991, the rate of violent crime has been cut nearly in half. A survey taken in 2010 shows that 44% of Americans prefer stricter gun control laws. These laws include the Brady Handgun Violence Prevention Act put into place in 1994 by Bill Clinton, which instituted federal background checks on firearm purchasers in the U.S., also the Gun-Free School Zone Act of 1990, which prohibits any individual from knowingly possessing a firearm at a place or within 1,000 feet of a place that the individual knows or has reasonable cause to believe is a school zone. No constitutional or effective gun control regulation would have stopped Sandy Hook or is likely to stop any future Sandy Hooks, and are thus more an emotional reaction than a logical policy one, and one that will cause trouble for the innocent more than stop the would-be guilty. President Obama unveiled a sweeping plan to curb gun violence in America through an extensive package of legislation and executive actions not seen since the 1960s. Obama asked Congress to implement mandatory background checks for all gun purchases, reinstate a ban on some assault-style weapons, ban high-capacity magazines holding more than 10 rounds, and crack down on illicit weapons trafficking. The president's proposal also includes new initiatives for school safety, including a call for more federal aid to states for hiring so-called school police officers.
The United States federal government has no right to legislate school safety due to the 10th Amendment in the Bill of Rights. This states that the powers not delegated to the United States in the Constitution are reserved for the states. Therefore, this means that it is up to Virginia to legislate school safety.
The NRA made its position clear. The only thing that stops a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. The prominent gun rights organization will not budge an inch toward discussion of gun control. To the contrary, the group announced it will fund a team that will design a program to get armed security personnel on school grounds across the country.
The Children's Defense Fund interest group wants all parents to remove all guns from the home, close the gun show loophole, ban all assault rifles, and make restrictions harsher on the mentally disabled and criminals.